controversial 643 million oxygen plant supply for KNH that was supplied that does not work. Number one, is it true?
That oxygen plant that is talked about actually supplied oxygen in that hospital between December of 2023 and July of 2024.
It worked.
It worked. Unfortunately, agents of sabotage got away, I don't know how, to get into the heart of that plant and interfered with the mechanism, which led to failure. And for some reason it fails. They have more than 20 plants in Kenya, all working.
Except
but this
for
one
the main
doesn't
hospital
work.
in the country.
But I think it's time people knew. Let people go to the CEO of Kenyatta and ask him, why is that plant not working?
Hey there and welcome to Fanya Mambo Africa. If it's Tuesday, by now you know we have an episode for you, and today's episode is very interesting. One, because we have one of the most famous MPs in Kenya by virtue of how his campaign was done and even the slogans that were used during that campaign. And I am speaking about none other than Wamuthende, Wamuthende, Wamuthende. Karibu sana.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you. And good to be here. Thanks for calling me to host me. Yeah.
Feel welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
How is the pressure?
Well, when you have 1.5 years to prove yourself, it's a lot of pressure, but I'm taking it with grace. It's one day at a time.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have the politics side and the work side. So if you focus more on the work side, then you have less noise on the politics side.
Okay.
So that makes it much easier. So the people need roads, people need to go to school. You know, we have, Mbeere North is not a very well-endowed constituency. We have poverty issues, we have water issues. So there is a lot to do, basically. So when you have all that to do, then there is less noise on this other side.
Okay.
You focus on what the people want.
Okay. Out of curiosity, I would want to know, why did you want to be the member of parliament of that constituency?
Well, want to be member of parliament. So it's basically I've been on the backside of politics in Mbeere North, not as a main player, but just in the sidelines. And when CS became, the former member of parliament became CS, then having been so instrumental in, I was working very closely with him. We had a team that was behind most of what was happening.
Okay.
So, and from that team, 3 of us decided to carry on from where he left, basically, so that there is continuity. There is a legacy of our dream, as a team. So that's how I got here.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've been now a member of parliament for about 4 months, 5?
Oh, it should be almost, 6.
Oh, it's 6 months.
Yeah, I was sworn in on 2nd of December. So in next week will be 6 months.
6 months next
week.
Okay.
Yes.
In the 6 months you've been MP, what would you say you have achieved in 6 months for the people of Mbeere North?
Well, my biggest achievement is the free secondary education, which is really hard to navigate. In fact, we have meetings, with principals, with parents. That has not been easy, but we've achieved. And even as we go into the next term, we know we have challenges, but we are addressing them. It's some things you don't foresee. You don't foresee like a parent will now, just decide everything is free. So it's no longer a burden for me. So, and we would have wished a situation whereby once we've sorted the fee issue, then the parent now ensures that they focus on the discipline of the child, the performance, the work they put into, getting good grades. And that's where we have gaps. We have gaps there. So, when the student decides not to go to school, the parent doesn't feel the pressure because they are not paying. So that's actually what we are working on now. We want to address that so that we get to a point where it's a collective responsibility between the administration, the political angle, the parents, and the teachers.
Okay.
Yeah.
During your campaign, there was a lot of influence from the national government, so to say, because we had the CES now, the one you replaced, Ruko, putting in effort. We had the deputy president. We had the governor of Embu County. We had the president himself. Do you think if you did not have government machinery, the people of Mbeere North would have trusted you to be their MP?
Oh, yes. In fact, I dare say, before all the politics, before it became one term versus two term, because it boiled down to that,
Yeah.
I was doing very well, actually. So I don't, of course, the government support now was very necessary when the one term guys made it, like this is not, a choice for your member of parliament. It's, like Wamunyoro came and said, this seat means a lot to me because if he's actually said if Kasongo wins, then you're just saying that I have no control of the mountain. Yeah, you are undressing me. If I could just directly quote what he said, or basically you are making it look like I have no control of the mountain. So at that point, it was very necessary now to also get support from the two-term brigade, and that came in handy. But if everyone stayed away and we made it local, like Mbeere North politics, it would have been so easy.
How do you think then that support, looking at it that it's coming from the powers that be in the country, will affect how you work as an MP and your independence?
Well, it's of course I have an independent mind. Every member of parliament has that. So it doesn't matter who supports you or how the support comes. You still have your mind, your free will to choose how to make decisions, especially regards the constituency or the laws we make in parliament. So, but now the good thing is that I have a lot of goodwill, and my people need development. Like, for example, I'll give, there is a constituency that doesn't even have, a ward that doesn't even have a centimeter of tarmac. As we sit here now, that road is being tarmacked. I have
When
even
did
today.
the budget for that come? Because that's supposed to go through parliament.
So that came through the supplementary budget. That was just passed some some weeks back. So
I would want to know how you managed, because we have MPs who've been there for years, and like we had Caleb Amisi here, and he was crying of roads in his constituency. You come in and in 4 months' time, record time, your constituency gets a road.
Well, I must admit the former member of parliament had pushed that road so much. The bit that I was instrumental in is getting that supplementary budget. And the main reason being that we have to, I don't know about that member of parliament, but we have issues in Mbeere North. Yes. We have water issues.
Yes.
I'm pushing for boreholes. I'm pushing for a national water project that will get water from one of the dams to my constituency. I'm really pushing that. I'm pushing irrigation projects. I'm pushing another dam, to be done in my constituency. So I think it all boils down to, I don't know how you push, how you approach these people. Yeah, and you and the need. I think the need matters a lot as well.
When you say that, how you push these people, who exactly now do you push?
You have these offices, even lobby among colleagues, you know. Yeah, so because it's a collective effort. The budget is not a one-man show.
Yes.
It's not a one-man decision. So you have to get goodwill from all angles. Even like I know this week I'll be seeing I'll be visiting some offices, you know, and these are colleagues, you know. I mean, the budget comes from the executive, it comes to parliament. The budget committee looks through. Some projects may survive, some projects may not. May be struck out. So it's not like most Kenyans think. You know, a lot of what Kenyans are fed with is not correct. We actually have a lot of role to play when it comes to approving what the executive sends to parliament. So it's just lobbying, basically.
It's lobbying.
Yeah.
Okay. In the last, I think 1 week now, doctors on the timeline have been showcasing the status of hospitals of where they work. These doctors, nurses, clinical officers, and all those. And Ishiara Hospital, I don't know, it's
Yes.
sub-county or county hospital.
Yes.
Was
Level
one
4,
of the
yeah,
hospitals that was highlighted, and the status was depressing to see. Did you know of that hospital and the status?
That has been highlighted, and rightfully so, because the people deserve good service. The people deserve the best quality healthcare. It's in our constitution. It's a right. So I must say though that between the highlighting and maybe a week or so, I mean last week, and in fact I must say it's really unfortunate because we had demonstrations Tuesday last week. It's
Yes.
exactly a day like today. It's a very sad day in Mbeere North actually, because we remember we lost 2 young men.
Actually now 3. A third one died in hospital.
Yeah, that's I have not confirmed. Where in is it?
In Mbeere. One had been hurt and he died in the hospital.
No, that you need to verify.
I have
I actually we followed that up very much but I was told it wasn't related. Yeah, we had gunshot victims, and the most critical, I actually myself, I made sure that he went to a good hospital. I
that transferred is not Ishiara.
It was a gunshot wound. We don't have, for example, a cardiac bypass machine in a level 4 hospital. It's in level 6. So we transferred him to Moi Teaching Referral Hospital. He was operated on Sunday, and I followed up yesterday. He's in pain. I have not checked on him today, but I know he's progressing well. The bullet was removed. It was lodged in a very, like on the pulmonary artery. So it wasn't a simple operation, but he survived. So the third one, actually I was told the same as from Thursday, but I followed up. It wasn't related, but maybe after you will tell me what you know. Okay. But they are actually 2, because I'm involved in burial preparations, and I must say it's not like I'm happy, but what we do as a community, as a society, as a people, the death in any family becomes a burden to us all, and this is not just another death. Policemen killed 2 young men. And I went to IPOA. I actually wrote to them. I told them we need, because, I mean, Ishiara is a small town. Yeah. We know each other. People know each other. In fact, the policeman who shot one of the young men, they were even friends. And it doesn't actually make sense up to date. It doesn't make sense how this guy decided to shoot to kill. It's it's criminal. It's a very, I can't even describe it, because he knew the person he shot.
So
It's
he
not
was
just like,
shot by a policeman he knew.
yes,
This young man.
yes. One
So-
of them is called Morris. May he rest in peace. The other one is Morris Njoe. One is Morris Njoe, and the other one is Kariuki. And both of them, it's a small town, really. We all civil servants, government workers, they are known by the community. So, and that's why I said that excessive force was unnecessary.
Has the
Because,
policeman been arrested?
yeah, they are in holding, because investigations have to be, completed.
Yeah.
But I must say that DCI homicide was sent. IPOA investigation team was sent. We had postmortems done yesterday, and Human Rights Watch, IPOA, even myself, I facilitated some private pathologists. So we want justice for Morris and Kariuki and Joy.
You are a sitting member of parliament. Is this something that you can take up in parliament? Because it's not the first time we're having issues of excessive use of force by the police. And this is not even excessive. This is killing, brutal, murder.
It's a tricky one. In fact, I spoke to my lawyers, just asking how we can go about it. But as I sit here, I must say it's really one reckless man, one policeman who decides to. Actually, there were two. According to eyewitnesses, the two young men were felled by two different police officers, but ballistics report will come out and we'll know. So these are two reckless people. They have been entrusted with a gun to protect, and they decide to kill. So I don't know how you can navigate around that using any law, because the policemen are not
a lawmaker. We elect you as lawmakers for a reason.
Yeah.
So if a lawmaker is helpless, what would
No.
of
I'm
the
not
public?
saying I'm helpless. I'm just wondering how do you get into the mind of policemen, because that's what it would take. As in, do not even shoot to kill. I mean, shoot to scare, like you fire a warning shot. There we have rubber bullets, we have tear gas, So at the point where someone cocks, you have to cock and load a live bullet. By the time you are doing that, what's on your mind? So is there a law that can get into that policeman's mind? Because
there must be a law, because we can't let them be.
Yeah,
it can't be a jungle.
The other thing is the chain of command, because even the OCS has been moved. I mean, when you are deploying your policemen to go, as anti-riot police, what gear are you giving them? Yeah, these guys didn't even have shields. They had guns. So what's your first line of protection if you expect the crowd to, pelt stones at you? You have a shield, right? But at a point where you have loaded weapons and you are facing an armed youth, yeah, what as an officer high in command, what are you telling us as Kenyans? So yes, we actually have laws. We have right to demonstrate, right to picket, which is enshrined in the Constitution, which is protected by the Constitution, and the police. I remember this riot. I don't want to call it a riot. This demonstration had a permit issued by the OCS.
And a valid reason.
A valid reason, valid permit. So, and well, their explanation is something I didn't buy, because it's not justifiable at all. I mean, there was also a statement from the National Police Service, which I totally disagreed with, because from where I sit, we know each other in that town. Even if, let's say, the police were overpowered, we would know who is this that overpowered them. We know everyone by name, you know. Like I said, even the police themselves, they knew who they were shooting. So what I can say is, yes, we have laws. We just need to ensure that these laws are implemented. One is anytime we have a demonstration, the police need to know that they are there to protect property, protect life, you know. So at the point when really they go ahead and take life, like I know today, we may have demonstrations. In fact, I'm scared. I'm scared to imagine what would happen. I really wish people can postpone in light of what happened in Mbeere North. At least we bury our two young men. But I would say if police go to quell, you know, demonstrations, their role is to protect life and property.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's point number
that's
one
in
for
the
them.
that's our law. So all we need to ensure is that the chain of command, you know, ensures that the police do exactly that.
Now, that is totally agreed with that. But from the point of, as members of parliament, when there's a need, usually we see discussions in parliament, record time, and things will be done, people will be summoned. So, as an MP whose people have been killed, has it concerned you that you can raise an issue with the speaker?
Yeah, so now, for me, I've raised the issue with IPOA. I've raised the issue, you know, because those are what we need is justice for the two young men. And the justice is these two cops who did this have to be jailed for life. That's what I'm following up. Now, the other thing is about what they were picketing about, the hospital. And I know even before that, actually, some work was already being done. And even as we speak, work is being done on the hospital. And
What kind of work would you say? Because
renovations.
from the
Yes.
photos that were shared,
Yeah.
it is deplorable. It is unimaginable that is a hospital that is supposed to be used by the public.
Yeah, so we have renovations ongoing, but I must say also, while we want to blame, you know, the maybe county government, that hospital has a board, it has a medical superintendent, it has managers, you know, directors, nursing and all that. And even something like, you know, cutting grass, you know, you don't even need to. How much money do you need for that? So there is also, we talk of hardware issues and software issues. There are also software issues that we have to manage in that hospital, which is what personally I raised so much with the governor. Not much about renovation, or because when even the opposition member of parliament from Manyata went to that hospital, like we had drugs, most departments were working, but which means it's really an issue of owning the space, owning the hospital, you know, being good to the people, knowing that when you are entrusted to take care of sick people, one, these people are in pain, they are in anguish. So when they come to a depressing hospital, you actually contribute even to their sickness getting worse. So we have a lot to do to ensure our people, especially in the healthcare sector, in Ishiara Level 4 Hospital, take care of our patients by the way they talk to them, the way they respond to their needs. You know, those are things that our brothers and sisters are failing to do.
Was from when you're campaigning, from your campaign till that issue was highlighted, were you aware of that status of that hospital? And if yes, had you raised it with the governor? Because again, the governor has a responsibility also.
Yeah, so this issue I never came up during the campaigns actually. I came to learn about it 3 weeks to a month ago. And yes, I spoke to the CEC, I spoke to the governor, who assured me of steps there that are being taken. Even as we speak, you know, because I said now that this has been highlighted, what's happening in the other hospitals, and they equally have budgets for innovation. But what I'm focused on, like I said, is also the people working in those hospitals. Because if you report and continue working in a hospital where you can't even deliver service, then it's also your failure. So you should even write to my office. That's what I've asked them. Write to the governor, copy my office that I am not able to deliver service to Kenyans because my department is in a deplorable state. But you don't wait until now it becomes such a serious issue to the extent that people have to demonstrate, and you actually work in that department. Because if we fail on our side, as a leader, we fail the people. As a member of parliament, I fail to highlight this. That's another thing. I've also asked my office, because I have, a PA in Ishiara. I've asked him to keep on checking and to keep updating. I've asked to also be meeting the board of management, so that really we take this responsibility seriously.
So you said it's a level 4 hospital, right?
Yes.
Is it the only one in your
No, we
constituency?
have two.
In your constituency?
Yes.
So if you have no idea of the level of the level 4 hospitals in your constituency, how about the smaller clinics? What does that mean about you being an MP and wanting to give service to the people?
Well, to say I have no idea is not to put it correctly. Health is devolved. And I know, yes, it would be my responsibility to ensure my people get good service. It actually is, and which I'm following up. Even in campaigns, we spoke about some dispensaries, but not level 4 hospitals never came up. And I have my mandate as a member of parliament, which is actually, it's enough on my plate. My work is to ensure the county function delivers to the people, and that the most is to highlight. If my people have failed to get to the governor, or the governor is not responsive, then I come in. But as I sit here, the governor has been responsive, the county has been responsive, and they are working on the situation or the status, to improve the status of that hospital.
It's very interesting for you to say she's been responsive when people have already died. That means she did not work. Let's just face the fact. We can say that she's your friend. She was campaigning for you, obviously. But for that hospital to be highlighted at that level, for people to demonstrate and be killed, it means the governor has failed. So do you think as politicians, you also fail in telling each other the truth? Because if we say she's working on it, but is it functional?
So now I would wish to really separate the two, because a week before the demonstrations, a contractor was already on site. There was no issue with drugs. I think there are some people who are also moved. So a week before the demonstration, action has been taken. So we can say maybe there was delay. But the demonstration, the killing, and the governor responding, I think these two have to be separated. Of course, someone may want to blame and may want to point fingers, but the fact of the matter is that a week before the demonstration, a contractor was on site working on the same things that led to the demonstration. That is a fact.
I don't dispute, because I haven't even been to Mbeere.
So to say that she is not responsive, is not correct. We can say that maybe the officers that were working in that hospital should have relayed this information much earlier, so that this action could have come maybe a month ago, 2 months ago.
Personally, I think we shouldn't have gotten to that level, because the beds I saw, the mattresses,
some of which have been decommissioned. If you look at the videos of the ward, the pharmacy that came up, it's different from what you saw. But I don't want to dwell on that as a point so much, because the, lives have been lost, and people got to demonstrate. But I'm just saying the fact of the matter is, a week before the demonstrations, there was a contractor on site working on renovations, working on improving this facility, and I believe more will be done as time goes. So
So
far,
what is your promise to the people of Mbeere North in terms of, this is one hospital, this is the one we
yes.
know. Of course, as you said, there are dispensaries which we don't know about. What is your promise to them? Obviously, we know it is not your responsibility, but to these people, you're the
Yes.
MP.
So my promise to the people is, I know Siakago Hospital is also being renovated. In fact, at that Ishiara level 4, the maternity wing has really been done. It wasn't like a whole condemnation of that hospital. It's really some areas which now are being worked on. It shouldn't have gotten to this level. And I just want to let my people know that we are working. I'm pushing the county. The county is working to ensure that the service in these level 4 hospitals and in the dispensaries meets the quality required to serve the people. And budget issues, again, are an issue of the county assembly, members of the county assembly, to ensure that there is enough budget for all these health facilities within Mbeere North constituency, within Embu County.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. I would want to understand, as now the sitting MP, how do you feel? I mean, it's 6 months next week, which is in May. But when you look at how the Senate does the accountability and oversight role, what do you feel about it, considering your own county?
Well, I would not speak so much regarding their oversight, because in terms of service delivery, what I'm not happy about with the Senate is the issue of pending bills, because we have Senate, and I'm sure it came out the other day that we have senators who ask for bribes from governors. But the issue is, when we have a pending bill in counties close to 30 billion shillings, how many lives are affected? What is the Senate doing to ensure that governors honor these pending bills? That is my greatest issue with Senate. In fact, I feel like Senate has failed Kenyans by not ensuring that governors or county governments are paying pending bills, because these are our people. Like the pending bills that would be in Embu County, I don't know how much. I know Embu County is not in so much of that red list, but the pending bills are for supplies by or works done by people from Embu. So when people from Embu are not paid, our people are suffering. It contributes to poverty levels. It contributes to unemployment. If you come to a place like Nairobi County, it's even worse. Most of these urban counties have so huge bills, in billions. So when Senate is doing nothing about it, I feel they are not doing their oversight role in the right way, or they are not adequately doing it, because it doesn't make sense. Even in a homestead, you cannot, you've not completed one project. Maybe you decided to build for your cows, and halfway, you've not even paid the people who are doing it. You start building for chicken, for your chicken, and this is doesn't make sense. So you have counties continuing to incur bills, yet they have pending bills that have not been paid. To me, the Senate needs to handle this, and they need to handle it urgently, because some of the challenges we have with our youth being unemployment is partly because we have facilitated closure of businesses that were actually employing our people. So I'm not happy,
You're not happy
about pending bills and what Senate is doing about them. Actually, they are not doing anything about them.
But the same
Because
Senate
every time
says
they are pushing,
governors don't want to be held accountable.
but
I
they
mean,
have laws.
we saw the drama with the
No,
Samburu new governor?
No, you cannot blame governors for this. They are pushing for allocation. They are pushing for more allocation. They are pushing the controller of budget to release monies to these governors. Why not even come up with a formula? If you have a pending bill of 1 billion shillings and you have an annual allocation of 1 billion shillings, half of that goes to pay pending bills, half of it goes to your development priorities. In 5 years, you'll have cleared that bill, that pending bill. So Senate cannot tell us about governors because they come and they release them back to us. So
but they do not have the powers to arrest per se.
No, not to. When I say release, I don't mean like they jail them, but they have powers to write to the controller of budget and say, do not release any more funds to Samburu County government because until 1, 2, 3, 4 are done. Senate has that power. They also have power to enact laws. If they feel there is a gap in law, they have powers to bring, and in fact, Parliament will pass it very fast because we are killing our economy, I know national government has been working on their pending bills, but what are county governments doing? It's not enough. You saw the issue of even some counties where we had contractors, coming up and all that. So it's not enough. I say it's not enough. We need these bills to be paid. It's not business as usual. Okay. And this goes across the divide. It's not about which side of the divide you are on. We have to deliver for all Kenyans.
Yeah, because everyone suffers when these bills are not paid.
Yeah.
On the other issue, I think that is big with Mbeere is the issue of water.
Yes.
And I know a lot, is it Seven Forks Dam?
Yes.
Lie within.
Yes.
Do you have a dam in your constituency?
Yes. We actually most dams are in Mbeere South.
South.
They are in South. It's just that they are along, most, when you are doing demarcations, most demarcations were done using rivers. So they touch my constituency as well, but most are in Mbeere South. So we have one project I'm pushing so much for funding. That is water from Kiambere to dam to be pumped to a tank that now can flow easily by gravity to Mbeere North.
So why is it that Mbeere, which hosts the dams, sort of, then suffers from water shortages?
Because Mbeere North has been a marginalized area. Successive governments, and I say we have actually been ignored by the previous governments. It's only this current administration that has thought about the water situation in Mbeere, let's say Mbeere as a whole, because there is one project that is underway that is getting water from Kamburu Dam, which is one of the dams within the Seven Forks, to Mbeere South. Yeah. The second project, which is actually earmarked, even the thought about it, for me, I applaud the government, because for 64 years since independence, there is no government that thought of getting us that water until this administration. So just the thought of including it in the listed projects for priority when funding becomes accessible or available, that I applaud the government. So to answer you is, no government cared about Mbeere apart from this current administration. And I say that I'm not happy about it, that we have never been on the map, and we have now a presidency, an executive that is thinking about Mbeere North, and by action, even by roads. I even told my people, like the road that goes to Meru, Mati Road, the only reason that we have it in Mbeere is because it's passing through Kanyombora, Ishiara, going to Meru. It was not intended for Mbeere North. It was an option for people who are going to Meru, that they can branch off at a place called Kawanjara and get to Meru. The intention was not for our people. We just benefited as a by the way. But with this administration, we have a road from Kamumu to Siakago. That is Mbeere North Road to benefit Mbeere North residents. Then we have this one from Gikuyari to Ishiara. That's also from Mbeere North. Previous administrations have not thought about Mbeere per se. And I believe with this administration, we are going to end the perennial water problem in Mbeere.
Okay, that sounds very political in a way. Let me explain and question you at
Yeah.
the same time. We've had the county government for 13 years now, is it?
Yes.
Since 2013. Why would we be blaming the national government when you've had a county government? So what did the county government of Embu do?
Because
and what did you, as the people of Mbeere and probably your predecessors,
yes,
what did they do for the people of Embu from the county?
now we have, yes, water is a devolved function, but what the county can do is with what they have, yeah, with the cubic liters, meters or liters of water they have, they reticulate to the people, which they have been doing, but it's not enough. It is actually, in fact, it does not even, we have more than 70% of Mbeere residents with no access to clean tap water. So how much can a county government with its budget, which has to meet the needs for Manyata, for Runyenjes, for Mbeere North, for Mbeere South, how much can they do? That's why we need an input from the national government. Once that water is pumped, and we have enough water, at the earmarked hill, then the county now can reticulate that water using their budget. But we need almost 2 billion, for that project. And the county's budget, I think, for development is what? Maybe 1 billion? Yeah.
So you want to tell me the governors that have been in Embu, there are two actually now, right? Because the Wambora was 2 terms.
Yes. I'm not saying
Really
they have done
nothing.
enough. No, please. I'm just now talking, responding on the point why I needed previous governments to intervene. Because if there was enough water in Embu County to reticulate in Mbeere, then now the blame is squarely on the county government. What is the county government doing? Like they are drilling boreholes. How many people can benefit from that? That's why for me, the solution lies within a project or projects that will be carried out by the national government. I'm not saying the county is doing enough. No, they have to sink enough boreholes in Mbeere. As we wait for that permanent solution, I need to see boreholes being sunk every.
Have you seen any?
I have seen a few, but as I've been pushing, because that's like you said about health, I have been assured by the governor that she is going to sink 50 boreholes in both Mbeere North and South within the next 6 months.
In 6 months' time?
Yes.
6 boreholes?
Yes, 50.
50?
Yes.
Is that practical?
It's practical, yes. Yeah, sinking is easy. Equipping is the hard part. For me, once they sink, we can work on equipping. Even if, let me say something,
That's interesting.
What we need is to see something being done. We don't want promises. We need to see hydrologists coming to site to survey areas that have enough water. We need to see a drilling rig. Once we have drilled and, we have water accessible, then we know now we have water here. We just need to get it to the people or even to a storage where people can even come and fetch themselves. I need to see that being done.
Okay.
Yeah, if that is done, we are getting somewhere.
Out of curiosity,
yeah,
why in 6 months? Because in 6 months' time in Kenya is very gives people some goosebumps.
Yeah, no,
because a lot of promises that have been promised for 6 months have not been done.
No, we'll ensure this is done. Why in 6 months is because Mbeere needed water 64 years ago. Yeah, so I can't say I can accept any longer period. Yeah, we needed water 64 years ago.
Okay.
We needed 2 billion in the budget 10 years ago. So we need water now.
Okay.
In fact, we should be asking for 6 weeks, not even 6 months.
Well, yeah, maybe
it's just that it's not practical. Okay. Like you also asked me.
No, I'm
But
very
6 months
concerned.
is very practical.
It's practical.
Yeah.
We will hopefully have you back in
Yeah,
6
yeah,
months'
yeah.
time,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
to be sure
Yeah,
that we are taking accountability.
promises I've made, I've kept. My people know that.
Okay.
So I'll push to ensure the county does that. And I know some areas have already been surveyed, and they are continuing with that survey.
All right, let's move to some politics in a bit. Your campaign was huge for obvious reasons in the country. What are the lessons you can say you've learned about politics in the give and take, let's say 6 months you've been in it?
Well, I can say emotions play a very big role in politics, and emotions are not driven by objective reasons a lot of times. That's my biggest lesson. What I mean to say is I promised free day secondary education. I have delivered. It doesn't mean I will be re-elected. I have promised that Gikuyari Road. I have delivered. It doesn't mean I'll be re-elected. I have many other promises for classrooms and all these things that I will deliver. Doesn't mean, like, the emotions that make a voter, vote for someone may not be, fueled by objective reasons. It may be something as simple as, someone said I did something, which is not verified, which is not true, and they decide to vote against you. So, because really, if I look at my campaign and my opponent's campaign, yeah, they focused on non-issues, no agenda, just emotions. I focused on an agenda, and we had such a narrow margin. So for me, I feel my lesson is it's not just development that gets you re-elected, which is really dangerous for our people.
Yeah.
I wish people could just focus on development and forget about these other emotions. If someone is working, get him elected. If someone is delivering, get him elected, because that direction is very dangerous, because it will make some leaders who do not have personal ambitions or personal goals. Because for me, delivering on my promise is not just about delivering to my people or meeting the needs of my people. I also have deliverables. I have goals to meet.
Yeah.
When I deliver for my people, I feel accomplished. If you get an MP who does not have that mindset, he'll just focus on your emotions, and you'll end up, I don't want to say where you'll end up.
Okay. In that thing of raising issues, one of the key things that keeps coming up when your name is mentioned is the controversial 643 million oxygen plant supply for KNH that was supplied that does not work. Number one, is it true?
What is true?
Were you the one given the contract to do that?
Well, as myself, no, but
Your company?
as a company that I know, yes.
So did you take 643 million and fail to deliver a functional oxygen plant?
That is not correct. In fact, I feel like I should do a podcast or a live, coverage of that plant, because I feel.
Tell us when you are ready. We can go and see.
I feel we get wrong information. Victims are treated as villains, and villains win. What I can say at the moment is it's actually very disappointing, because we have let some, unscrupulous people or even unpatriotic people take over systems, even in hospitals. The true position is, which you may verify, is that that oxygen plant that is talked about actually supplied oxygen in that hospital between December of 2023 and July of 2024.
It worked.
It worked. Unfortunately, agents of sabotage got away, I don't know how, to get into the heart of that plant and interfered with the mechanism, which led to failure. And this failure needed a total, it's like a heart transplant, if I must say. So the heart of the plant was killed, and mechanically, physically, by a brain that, I mean, I wish we could get, we could know who did it, because the plant has a protection mechanism. Maybe now to make you understand, as we are breathing in air which has 23% oxygen. An oxygen plant just, which word will I use? It's like a filtration process, but it removes the 78% and concentrates the 21%, because so that it becomes 93 to 100%. That's what you give to patients who are not able to benefit from now this 23%. So now in that process, this air we breathe in has a lot of moisture. Yeah. So that moisture has to, by the time that air goes for that separation process, it has to be dry, very dry, one that you can't even breathe in. It's supposed to be dry. Why? If that moisture gets to those columns, then you destroy them. I give the analogy of rice and phones. You know, rice absorbs moisture. Yeah. So, but if you put water in rice and you put your phone, it will not absorb. And that is exactly what happened. So now the circuit that connects, it's an electrical circuit that connects now that self-protecting mechanism, such that if the plant detected any moisture in air, it shuts off. That connection was disconnected. And then air just passed through with the moisture, and the rice became, like I'm saying, and it could not work anymore. That is the truth of the matter. The manufacturer analyzed, the manufacturer came in, and what did we do? We said we want to replace it. But you see, the aim of these unscrupulous people is to get rid of that plant so that they keep on buying and benefiting from patches of oxygen. So,
so I really don't want
to. I really don't want to talk so much about it, but it's really common sense, really, because if manufacturer writes to the hospital that we want to replace what has been, and in fact, let me tell you, it's very painful. A plant that has only worked 1 year, you are doing like a total overhaul.
How long was it supposed to work?
This plant should last even 20 years. Yeah. At 10 years, you do, because, you lose efficiency with mechanical systems. Yeah. So at 10 years, you do a service, a major service, where you replace even components that, like now what we are replacing if need be. But if it's properly maintained, it can do well even for 20 years plus.
So you're saying it was sabotage from someone probably within?
Yes, and it's ridiculous that since July of 2024, we have not been allowed to replace it. I mean, and we are saying we replace. So who is fooling who? Who is in control of what? Yeah. Anyway, I really wouldn't want to talk about it. Let me
just, because you see, it's something that plays in the public. So as you said, villains will win if you don't clear the air.
Yeah.
When you talk to the management, what is their feeling? Do they own up to the fact that it might have been an internal person who sabotaged the system?
Will they do it?
I don't know.
It's actually really unfortunate, and I keep on saying a lot of things that you see people blaming the president about is bad people in positions, and they mislead people. They do things that are not patriotic, and it ends up looking like the president is commissioning. But you see, this information probably doesn't even get to management. this information doesn't get to top leadership. So what they are told is the plant is not working, it can't work. In fact, I was surprised to hear another person claim like the manufacturer is not willing to replace. Yeah, while all letters from the manufacturer, who, by the way, without contest, is the second leading manufacturer of oxygen plants. If I was an unpatriotic person, I could have gone to which country and gotten a plant. This is from France, a company that has plants in Italy, in US, second leading manufacturer of oxygen generating plants in the world. Yeah, installed a plant and for some reason it fails. They have more than 20 plants in Kenya, all working.
Except
but this
for
one
the main
doesn't
hospital
work.
in the country.
So it's actually painful. Yeah, I've actually just decided to just start. I've been avoiding talking about it, but I think it's time people knew. Let people go to the CEO of Kenyatta and ask him, why is that plant not working? Yeah.
Okay.
Have you responded to the manufacturer on replacing what failed? Yeah. So let them go and ask.
Is this on documents like?
Of course.
Something that, because
Yes.
I mean, we can easily have Richard Lesiampe
Yes.
and just find out why.
Just ask him why it's not working. And you can tell him, I say, we wrote in August of 2025. Is it? Or I don't have the dates. Yeah, or but we have manufacturers' letters received and stamped. Yeah. Like as we speak, even yesterday, the manufacturer was asking me what is happening. Because to any serious person, it doesn't make sense. You have a facility, you have an investment which should be delivering to the people. And because you can't really condemn it, yeah, and you don't want to allow it, we stick in a situation where we have no decision being taken. Because I would want them to condemn it so that I go to court.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this something you've tried to raise with the health committee, perhaps? Because at the end of the day, when
I'm conflicted.
No, let me finish my question. Yeah. At the end of the day, the people who suffer are the citizens. Yes. There are millions of Kenyans every day in Kenyatta and all these other hospitals who cannot get oxygen.
You start a hashtag today, Kenyatta get the oxygen plant working. If they call me, I'll have it working in 3 months.
So have you raised the issue with the Committee of Health? Dr. James Nyukali has actually worked in Kenyatta, perhaps?
No, not really. Not really. Yeah, not really.
Would you be willing to do it if you genuinely care for the people of Kenya? Because it's the people that suffer. It's not, at the end of the day, it's not the CEO of KNH. He probably doesn't even use the same hospital.
Well, I've approached KNH on numerous occasions. Yeah. So, and well, I believe there will be a solution. I'm just hoping they make up their minds soon so that we either go to court or we get the plant working. Because for me, those are the only two options.
So the health committee for you is not an option? You know why I'm asking that? Yeah. At the end of the day, some of these things, at the end of the day, end up in Parliament because Parliament is
the health committee has actually visited the plant twice. Mm-hmm. You know, when I gave you a short story of that plant, I really shortened. But the health committee in April 2024 visited, the plant was working, it was okay. And maybe what I need to do now that you say is ask for that report because it gave the plant a clean bill. That was April of 2024. They visited, it was working then. And of course, what I told you happened after. So if we follow that channel, I can check what they do. But since the main implementer is KNH, yeah, they should just give a way forward on that.
On replacing.
I don't think it's a very complicated issue.
So does the replacing mean then another 643 million is paid?
No. It's while I can tell you, I actually this will will be determined after. I don't want to comment on that, but as at now, we are doing it because it happened within what is called the defects liability period.
Okay.
So
it's like an
my
insurance
cost.
period.
Yes.
Okay.
So even though it was sabotaged, it's still my cost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to politics.
Yes.
That one we will follow up with KNH and probably Dr. James Nyika, because those are people we can reach just to find out what is happening. But I would want to know, what is your feeling about kingpin politics and the democracy of Kenya? Does it stifle or does it progress democracy?
In fact, the idea of having a kingpin is the most absurd. It's most ridiculous. Like, there is no one who has a monopoly of ideas. There is no one who can own souls of people. It's totally ridiculous. We need leaders, not kingpins, so that we follow your ideologies. We say we are behind you because of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. Like for me, I can say I follow President William Ruto because I see he's very hardworking and he is implementing government projects in record time. I have something that I can say about it. But just to follow him, just because he comes from a particular region or because he feels his people are being persecuted by some people, that's actually the most ridiculous thing. And I want to say, I know people have attempted to say they are kingpins in a mountain region, and I want to say our people, from where I come from, we've never had a kingpin, and it will not start this time. People make their own independent decisions. People vote. In fact, it's always been a block, but we've never voted by listening to people. For example, even when you look at 2022, when people elected President William Ruto, it's just because of a promise made when really we came from post-election violence, we came from The Hague, and the two communities that really were deep in fighting each other, came together, and they decided to come together. And we say, okay, you do 10, I do 10. And the people honored that without listening to anyone. So I want to really urge our people, let us stay away from this notion of someone is a kingpin, because they end up benefiting themselves. It's not for our benefit. Let us be our own kingpins. Like even as you sit with that one, unasema uko kadi, with your own vote, make a decision and an objective one for that matter. Because if two people disagreed, we don't know the real reason. Of course, now that I sit here, I'm privy to some things that most people don't know, as to why the president could no longer work with his former deputy. So if we don't know, let us ask ourselves, why did we elect President William Samoei Ruto? We want development. We want in the national cake to see our people. When people are being appointed, we want to see our people. And has he failed us in that? The answer is no. So if someone comes and says, you should hate, you should transfer, I want to transfer my hate for the president from me to you. In fact, even biologically, scientifically, even so, whichever way you think about it, it doesn't happen.
Okay.
Unless
so what are these ideologies of the president that you truly believe in?
Work ethic, which is what so many people lack. Like you push yourself. You see someone who starts meeting from even 7 a.m. to 2 a.m. and the next day again. You see someone who goes to talk to the people, meet his people, come back and meet a busy schedule. Now is in Italy following up on infrastructure projects. So and delivering on the promises. For example, when we came in 2022 and someone said the coffers were empty, the president got to sorting out some issues. For example, that CS Treasury has frequently said, which I don't think Kenyans take seriously, a very serious issue. We were among 6 countries that were predicted to default. We did not default. The other 5 countries defaulted. We got back to a position where now we are funding our own infrastructure projects. There could be borrowing.
It is
but
there,
yes,
not there could be.
Yeah, there, but we are in a position where 2022, 2023, we were not able to fund most infrastructure projects. Now we are back in it. We are seeing roads being done. Like as we sit here, this at around Serena, there is a construction ongoing. The road I use every morning, Magadi Road, that one has been expanded. I was shocked. I sat with a member of parliament who uses it. He's from the opposition, and he says it's not done. You know, common sense. Around Junction Mall, another major construction there, and many other road constructions. The road that was a meme, where people said the president is just lying. You know, the road from Mbeere to Isiolo. Yeah, I think you remember that. I don't know why you people don't highlight it. People said it will not be done. 700 kilometers, the president was there, it's being done. So this is what I admire about him. Affordable housing was to be done in during Uhuru's administration. He could not do it.
No, he did
chose
some.
affordable
He did it.
housing.
Yes. He did
Affordable
houses.
housing. The difficult part was to get it needed funding from us.
He did it without getting funding from the people. Kibaki
Becau-
also
and-
did it
and
without getting
abandoned it.
funding from the people.
And abandoned. But the scale that we needed it done is being done now. And for the information of most Kenyans, that the government has now said that those who will opt out in the end, they are going to give a period, you get your money back. And I dare say, this is the best thing that has happened to Kenya, because our saving position now is way better than it was before. So you will opt out. You know, you don't want that affordable house. You opt out. You get your money back. That was announced the other day. I'm sure you are aware.
Yes, I
but
saw
of
the
course,
announcement.
that
I'm
is
just
not
wondering how that
highlighted.
is going to come
No,
to play out.
it will play out. So far, what government has promised, we are seeing delivery or path to delivery, and that's what's important.
Okay.
So that I admire in President William Ruto, to have a president who wakes up at 10 or noon, which personally I wake up very early. I keep time for my appointments.
That I can approve. This interview, you kept time.
Yes, so I wouldn't sit here and speak about such a president, even if he was the leader of my party. I wouldn't speak with confidence, but I can speak for President William Ruto, because I know at the heart he has Kenyans in mind.
Okay. Goons. Even during your election, there were goons in Mbeere. Can you believe it? That we have even decentralized goons to the counties, like before it used to be a town thing. Now you say Ishiara is a small town. Imagine Ishiara having goons.
And it has the largest livestock market in Eastern, I think. By the way, for me, where you see, when even I say about borrowing, or I think about, I'm a scientist. So for me, anything that I speak, if I don't have evidence, I will not speak with finality. So coming to goons, I would want to hear it from you. From your own investigations or inquiries, let me not call it investigation. From your own inquiries, who had goons?
Politicians.
No.
Fund goons. Basically, it's politicians.
No. Okay.
Because as the people who didn't have goons.
I want to rephrase the question. So is it the opposition or is it the government team that had goons?
Government has the overall control of goons.
Come on.
I can tell you why. If today, me and Sarah, I come up with goons. Let's say here, I come up with goons. The government is very sharp on intelligence, right?
Yes.
The government has the police because those are the people who keep law and order. I wouldn't survive having goons without the knowledge of government. And if government wanted the culture of goons to end, it would take a day. And why I say this, when I was younger, way younger, I remember Mishuki ensuring that Mungiki ended. And for a period, it was gone.
So now, I think it's good you bring up the issue of Michuki. And at that time, we were not saying Kibaki must go. And we were not saying, we didn't brand him a name. He was working and we were waiting to see him deliver. Now, let me ask you, you say the police have intelligence, they know.
Even the president has told us several times.
As we speak today, the nation being having 1 term and 2 term, are you telling me that in the National Police Service, it's 100% 2 term?
The police do not have a choice, technically. Yeah.
Ideally, but realistically. I've seen it in Mbeere North. I've seen it even in these demonstrations. There was no patriotism with some of those policemen. There was no patriotism at all. They would have wanted chaos, and they earned it because we are burying 2 people. Our people are very angry. So let me ask you, when you say that this is what the police should do, if, for example, at a certain police station, the OCS or some of the police, they believe that the current administration is not the right one because a certain man who has nothing better to do keeps talking about it every day. And remember, I said emotions. We opened by talking about emotions. And this policeman knows that there are goons somewhere being hidden by Sarah. Do you think they will bring it up? Yes. And this is what is making it very hard for the government to operate today. And I want to say, like for me, when
you want to tell me the government is now constrained to deal with goons when we know the government has a monopoly of goons?
The government is not constrained, but the government has to work like, 10 times harder than any other government.
Ain't that because why they're in government?
Even within itself, yeah, we have what you call moles, you have what you call saboteurs, and they are in all departments. And that's why every time I get a chance, I say to Kenyans, let us separate operational issues and governance and policy issues. Because who is running this country? Yeah, the brains are with William Samoei Ruto, but the machinery is with our brothers, our sisters, our mothers, our cousins. They are the ones who are working in government offices. And if you have 1 person, 2 people, yeah, and there is someone who said the thing you should fear most is a congregation of fools or a congregation of saboteurs, a congregation of people who are not keen on development. And when you have now these people who are within government and they want to sabotage, the results are the good people have to work 10 times harder, put more effort, do so much heavy lifting for something that could easily have been done when everyone had a collective mind that we have 5 years to support President William Ruto, whether I don't subscribe to his political side, but I'm here to serve Kenyans. So I should not make it hard for Kenyans to get services so that the government appears, not to be working.
So we
have to separate.
You don't think the government has a monopoly of goons?
No. Actually, the government has which goons?
Then that is a risk to us. Because you see now, if that means I can come up with goons,
you mean government should have goons?
they have the monopoly of
Oh,
control.
to control.
Yeah.
Yes. No. I thought you, okay, I misunderstood you.
Also, they have the monopoly
and I
because
hope
when we went to the streets in June.
I hope when you play this, you don't play where I've answered from misunderstanding.
No, you've
I
corrected.
I thought you asked if we have government has goons. The
That
answer
I
is
also
no.
believe they have. That personally.
Okay.
Because when we went to the streets in 2024, police were being accompanied by goons. All police in Nairobi that time. So that
I don't
already
know.
by itself.
I don't have evidence of that.
It's on video, Muhesh.
If for example, as a businessmen, we come together and we say police are overwhelmed, but because our businesses are being affected, let us get young men together to work with these policemen. The moment you are behind policemen, you are not a goon. You are aiding in protecting
that is
property
not the
and
role
lives
of the public.
Anyway, I don't want to speak so much about that. I want to come to the fact that what I meant is, what the government now should start doing is weed out unpatriotic people within government. We need to see them being fired. We need to see them being sent home. Actually, I'm sorry to say, if we have government people who are singing one term openly, these are people who should be even interdicted until the elections. Let them come back and serve the government they want.
But then what is democracy?
Democracy is, you can, okay, let me clarify again. I don't know, Sarah, it's not easy to speak these words. You have your moral obligation as a Kenyan.
Yes.
You have your patriotic rights. You have your rights to vote, to elect the right person. But you are sitting in a government office where you are to serve the government of the day. So in as much as you subscribe to whichever political side, you have to support government. And human beings are not robots. The moment you are emotionally invested in the opposition, you cannot sit and do good within government. I say, show me one one-term person singing out there who is waking up at 8, serving with a smile in government.
I'm not even concerned about the one term. My question would be then, as someone serving in government, do you have a right to call out the government when it's wrong?
Perfectly. So yes, you should call it out and call it out within where you are serving. So that if, for example, in your office, there are things that are not working, write to your superiors. If they don't, call them out, But now when you say, if you are in a government office and you're busy saying Ruto must go, what are you saying? He must go. What has he done? And when will he go? And who are you to say that he must go? You have one vote, I have one vote, he has one vote, which will be cast on 8th of August, 8th or 9th of August of 2027. So if he is our leader now, we should support him 101%, because the moment we try to sabotage, it is not the president who suffers. His only load is heavy lifting because of wrong perceptions, poor perceptions. But the people who suffer are Kenyans. Yeah? Like I'm burying 2 young men in my constituency, uncalled for, unnecessary. What was in the minds of these policemen? Did they even care about the repercussions? Forget about the demonstrations, and as in you aim and kill someone, what are the repercussions? And of course the opposition goes out and say Kasongo is killing our people. I mean, ridiculous. A policeman, I don't want to say their name because I respect their families. Even within families, you have bad blood, you have bad people who make bad decisions. But a policeman who has a name, a number, and another one who has a name and a number, they aimed, One young man was shot through the mouth. Probably he was speaking. Yeah. Men, we are not so good at multitasking. You cannot throw a stone as you talk. So I'm definitely sure he was not even pelting anything at them through the mouth. The other one was shot here. It means he was turning. Probably he saw them aiming and he was turning. I mean, what are we talking about? That's murder.
Jail the policeman.
Yeah, that's what I'm pushing for. But the main point is, are these people patriotic? Do they even care about the government they serve? These are the people I'm saying are letting us down. When they collectively decide they will not push government agenda, they will not be patriotic about service delivery to Kenyans.
True.
Yeah.
What do you feel is the space of money and politics?
Yeah, you have to finance politics. Yeah, you have to finance politics. So you
How
need
much money did you spend in your campaign, for instance?
Well, I didn't count.
No, just give us an estimate. No
That's-
way you would be spending money without counting, Mahesh.
Yeah, I'll probably check with my wife. I never bothered to ask her.
You know why
But
I'm asking you?
But I know I used money. You have to make. You've done events, yeah.
Yeah.
You have tents. You have water for the attendees. You have, in fact, you pay allowances to people who attend meetings. You pay per diems. So there are so many costs. You have sound, if vehicles. You have. I mean, there is a lot. Yeah, you have actually to be ready. But some people have been elected without spending much.
I'm actually asking this question because we are coming to 2027 and a lot of young people have been saying they want to get to these elective posts.
Yeah.
So the question is supposed to help people think
So
how they would manage
my advice
that.
to any young person today who wants to vie, show value to your people. Yeah. Do not sit out here and wait to say that I didn't have money, I lost. Show value to your people. If you are aiming to be MCA, start agitating now. Start having meetings now. Go to forums. Anytime there is a school function, church function, wedding, just talk to them. Call your fellow youth, because youth also have to be patriotic to each other. Who are people being paid as goons to attack each other? It's the youth.
Yeah.
By very, I don't want to use I like cosmetic words, but these evil politicians who use the youth. So the youth actually have the biggest voice, but they don't use it. They don't channel their energies in the right way. And of course, I know when they hear me saying this, they'll say I'm not in a position to advise them, but I will advise them nonetheless. Use your numbers. When a fellow young man is calling you for a meeting and a politician is calling out a meeting and he'll give handouts, do not leave your young man. If you have to go for handouts, you tell the politician that we have a meeting, we are meeting this young leader. After that meeting, we will come to your meeting. Or you even better tell him to take his money to where. Like I said, I like cosmetic words. So young people can actually get into this space by being patriotic to each other. Because I know in my young days, I really felt things are going wrong and we need to do something. But, like even in 2017, I vowed to be governor in Embu County. But, and for me, it wasn't an issue of money, actually, because I financed my campaign, I had meetings. The issue was people sometimes do not trust the youth. And the reason they don't trust the youth is sometimes you want to come and plug yourself into an already existing system. Yet, if you are part of the system from ground up, then people will have more trust whether you have money or not. So start getting into this space and let us see value in you. You cannot just, youth is no qualification.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a qualification. but a responsible young man, let us not, maybe you are a serial impregnator and you want to say you are Gen Z, we elect you. No. We want to see you have a young, you are a single young man, you have a good record. Maybe you don't even have a job, but you are trying to do something. So it's not all about money.
Okay.
People really look at someone and decide this guy can be a good leader or not. So the young people need to get into that space, and being young is not a qualification. Get into the space where the people see value in you, and so that in the next, let's say in the next, in the next assemblies, we can have 99% being of MCAs being below 22 years. It's possible.
Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah. And then we see now from there you can groom. And as you know, the president, yeah, I have to keep coming back to him because he has even been trying to groom young leaders in Mount Kenya. And we have an opposition leader from Mount Kenya who is turning the community against young leaders who have a bright future. And that tells you why President William Ruto could not work with the former deputy, because the president is grooming young people, even from Mount Kenya, yeah, and the opposition leader is turning the people against their young leaders, because this is our future.
I am looking forward to have an interview with the president, and I'll be very excited for him to explain some of those things.
Yeah.
But 6 months in the National Assembly, what's next for you?
For me, I'm focused on delivering the promises I made. I'm focused on re-election in 2027.
As MP?
Yes.
Okay.
And I look forward to retiring in 2032.
So you just want to serve for 7 years, technically?
Yes. In a political space, yes. Actually, I've expressed that many times because, one, I believe if I'm out and I'm out there to advise anyone who is elected, I'm of more value to this community than keeping on holding, onto a position when there could be more energy out there that can benefit from my experience,
Yeah.
So it's, I've actually said, people are saying a lot of things, but
that's it.
I want to, after 2032, I want to.
You will not be the governor of Embu County.
Maybe I will ask, you see, yeah, people are talking a lot, but I want to retire with the president.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So you believe he will be back in?
Undoubtedly.
Okay.
There is no one who is out there who has the capacity, whether mental, physical, financial, to beat President William Samoei Ruto in 2027.
Politically, what is the one thing in that period you've been involved that you regret?
Regrets politically. I think I can't point a finger right now. I know I've had some disappointments. It's just that they're not coming to mind right now. But what I regret most, yes, it's here, is not being able to front an agenda that is very objective to a people that are already poisoned. That I feel for me is my deepest regret. Like, I can see something, it's black and white. Yeah, it's not even gray. Mm-hmm. But because someone has a wall, or maybe their perspective is totally different, they cannot see the black I see, they cannot see the white I see. Actually, I feel that's the greatest undoing in politics, because I already come in as someone who loves another person, and that now clouds all my thinking. And, in terms of what we need for Kenya, we need to be very objective.
So how do you plan to unshackle yourself so that, now people look at you and all they remember is the huge campaign that was government pushed? How do you want to unshackle yourself as an independent mind with personal objectives not necessarily tied to the government?
Yeah, I speak my mind, and I'm focused on delivering for my people. I am one person in government. There are many other people in government. Some could be letting government down. I don't want to be part of those letting it down. If we are counted as government people, I want to be counted as one who cannot be said to be failing the people or failing the government, and who calls out the government when it fails. Like this issue of police, I can't even imagine anyone who would be on the side of those two policemen. Another thing I say is I want to urge Kenyans to look at, not to divert their attention, because I always say we have more than 1,400 elected leaders.
Yeah.
We have one president, and then we have 47 governors. We have 290 members of parliament that is elected in constituencies. Then we have more than 1,400 members of county of assembly. Let us direct our inquiries, our demands to all this chain. But for the opposition to create this narrative that it's only one man responsible for any ill that happens in this country, it's the greatest fallacy. It's the most absurd thing that is happening in Kenya today. Let Kenyans look. Even, most
But the
services.
buck stops with the president. At the end of it all, even now, when we're having, let's say, the Iran, US, Israel, whatever,
So
the buck stops with Trump.
let me ask you.
So the buck will stop with President Ruto.
We had President Kibaki. We remember him for delegating, and he was successful.
Yes.
So the buck stops with him, but what happens in a government office doesn't have to be controlled by him.
That's
the system should work for him. And that's why I come back to my point. If you have people within government who want to sabotage William Samoei Ruto, then we have the issues we see. And my role as a member of parliament is to call out anyone within my constituency that is sabotaging government. So guess what is happening in our constituency, whose leader is feeling the president should not continue. And like Nyota, for example, I was shocked in an interview. A member of parliament said, proudly saying how some young man in his constituency has actually consumed the Nyota fund. How as a leader, why should I be proud of that? In fact, for me, I want to mentor them so that they use that money to advance their businesses. So we have a lot to do. We have a long way to go as Kenyans.
We have a long way to go.
Yeah.
Now, last week on Friday, I had two guests here, and these were young men, the guys who've been pushing the Tukokadi initiative. One, Willie Oeba and Alans Ademba. And they left a question for the next guest, which I wasn't even sure it would be you yet. And the question was, what do you want Kenyans to remember you for, and what are you doing about it?
I want Kenyans to remember me as someone who was patriotic, who was development-oriented, and who was empathetic to the situation in Kenya and the people on the ground. That's what I want people to remember me for.
What are you doing about it?
I am working to deliver for my constituency. I have drafted bills that I'll present on the floor of the House that are focused on youth employment, especially on improving and protecting the youth from businesses. I'm also now consulting on a bill to empower the boy child. Another day we can have this conversation, because I feel we've empowered the woman so much, rightly so, but this woman needs a shoulder to lean on at some point. And of course, I know nowadays people say a shoulder can be either sex anyway. But, traditionally, we are a society that looks at the pillar of the family being male and female.
Yeah.
So if you empower the woman so much and you leave the boy child behind, where will this girl go?
Very good question.
Yeah.
That's a good bill, by the way.
Yeah.
I look forward to
Yeah.
see how it that pans out.
Yeah.
And so it's a culture here. When you come, you have to leave a question for the next guests.
A question for the next guest.
Yes.
Uh,
Anything governance, politics, leadership.
Anything leadership. I would ask the next guest is, are you truthful to your people?
Are you truthful to your people?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. That's a beautiful question.
Yes.
I can't wait to hear what they say, hoping.
Are you truthful?
To your people?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most people are not.
Most people are not. That's true. Okay, sadly. But let's wait for the answer from the guest.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Leo
Thanks for the time.
Wamuthende, thank you so much for
yeah.
coming through. Totally appreciate. He's the MP for Mbeere North. I don't know if you have any closing words to...
Yes. First, again, I want to, now that this is my first audiovisual platform, to convey my sincere condolences to the two families that are bereaved through very reckless acts of two policemen. And I continue assuring them. I've visited them severally and assure them that I will not rest until those two policemen are jailed and for life. I want to tell the people of Mbeere North, we are injured, we are mourning, we are bruised, and let us think about what those two young men wanted. They wanted a better Kenya, and this better Kenya or better Mbeere North does not involve fighting. Let us send them off this week, and then we recollect as a people and see where we are going wrong and what we can do better.
Yeah.
About development projects, I'll keep updating, but what I promised, I'll continue to deliver. To the young people of Kenya, I have some bills coming up in Parliament because that's what I should do as a lawmaker. One is to protect young people, especially and advance and promote innovation, because our current procurement laws do not respect innovation, in the sense that today you have a brilliant idea as a young man, even in university, and you present it to government, you pilot, it's good, but you are subjected to procurement laws that require you to have experience, to have delivered, to have done all that. So we want a procurement law that respects innovation, so that your brains become your experience, your pilot becomes your experience, and you don't have to compete with me, who has been in business for more than 20 years, or even buy your idea to sell it. That's one of my bills. The other one is on promoting local manufacturing, where we want to give timelines to any imported product that can be made here, because by boosting local manufacturing, we create employment, among others.
Okay.
So I'll do public participation. I'll look for support, because if we don't take it upon ourselves, we'll keep blaming successive governments, yet our laws make it very easy for those who have to carry the day and continue stepping on those who do not have.
Okay. Sounds very promising. And I hope you're able to do that. I know one
I've already presented. It's going through the processes. Yeah. So the other one is in drafting phase. Yes.
Okay. We wish you all the best with that.
And the other one, I'll come for public participation on the boy child.
Okay.
Because this is now as a society issue. Those ones are from my experience as a businessman. I know they are good. I know people will find them okay. But for the youth, for the young men, we'll start the conversation here.
Okay. Karibu sana. You're
Asante.
welcome back at Alfa House.
Yeah.
We are open to more and more conversations because that is our duty to this nation and to everyone in this country and around the world anyway, if we are to make the world a better place. So thank you so much to you who's been watching this till the very end. Thank you, and we'll see you on Friday on another episode.